All right. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have another puzzle by Timotab. We've done a couple of theirs before. I have another one that I've solved and I haven't processed it yet, but I'm going to try this one as well while we're at it because there's some interesting rule sets here. At least it's slightly different than some of the other things we've done. So with that said, let's just take a look at it and see what's going on. So it's called Sting in the Tail by Timotab. And we've got normal Sudoku rules apply. So every row, if my mouse will cooperate, every column and every 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. Then we've got adjacent digits along a green German whispers line must differ by at least 5. So all of these lines are German whisper lines. So whatever this one is, this has to be 5 away from it, that 5 away from that one, and so on and so forth down the line through all of these lines. And then the little twist in here, at least things that I haven't quite seen before, is that digits separated by IX, which is this here, must sum to 9. So these two sum to 9. They're Roman numerals. IX is 9. Digits separated by XI, which is this one, must sum to 11. Again, Roman numeral for 11 is XI. So these two add up to 11. And that's the rules. So there's nothing complicated here. It's seems to be primarily a German whisper, but with a little bit of a 9-11 type of situation where we have the values add up to 9, the values add up to 11 with their Roman numerals. So with that said, link's going to be in the description below. Let's take a look at this thing, see if we can get it figured out. So where are we going to start is the question. Now, when we think about, because we have so much German whisper here, there's got to be a place we can start looking for 5s, and that's, we do. So none of these can be 5s because you can't put a 5 in a German whisper. So now none of those can be 5. None of these can be 5. Okay, so this is 5. Now we know that if this is 5 and this is 5, this 9 clue must have a 5 on it, therefore it is 4-5. Can we take this any further? Same thing down here. It looks like this is it symmetrical? I think it is, rotational symmetry. We have the same concept down here. This one is, one of these is 5, which means this is 5. No, you are 5. Get rid of that one real quick. And then we know that none of these are 5s, so this 11 must also have a 5 on it, so it is a 5-6. Okay. Now then, what else is there? We can put those in for now, just so that they're there and we can see them. I guess that works, actually. It creates an X-wing. So none of these can be 5, so therefore this one is. And that's going to separate the 9 and the 11 clues. This is 6, 5, 4, 5. And there we go. Okay, so we've got our start to the process here. Now, next I would have to guess that we're going to have to start thinking about how highs and lows are working on these German whispers. Because they're so long, there must be some strings that are working out here. So no matter what we know, we don't know which one's high, which one's low, but we know that every other cell must be of one of those groupings. So we can color some things in and start looking to see if there's anything given, which there is. So on this row, we know we have 4 blues, 3 yellows, a 5, and a 4. That tells us then that the yellows must be low. So they are from 1, 2, 3. And I'll change my yellow to, well, I want to change it to blue, but I'll change this one first to orange, because that's kind of the normal way I color the highs and lows like that. So these are all from 1, 2, 3 as well. This one could be a 4. Okay. Now we might as well put in 6, 7, 8, 9, and we'll start looking about where we can put some of these. Like this can't be a 6, this can't be a 6, this can't be a 6, and this can't be a 6. This one could still be, because these could both be 1s, and this one could be, because this could be a 1. Now, I have a feeling we're going to have the exact same situation occur down here. So let's look at it and say that all of these must be of the same value. And I'm just going to put in blue, because that's what it's going to be. They will be the lows, because we can go back in and now look at it and say, well, this row has 3 oranges, 4 blues, a 6 and a 5, so therefore the orange must be the high digits. And we can again start stripping away the certain values that don't work. Let's put our 1, 2, 3s and 4s in here. That and that are not 4, neither a U or U. And do this now. The 4s and the 6s don't seem to correlate just yet, but they may here in a minute. Once we take a little bit longer look to see if there's anything really showing itself here. Now I would say we probably want to start looking at these other next longest German whispers. Or do we want to let's just think about 4s and 6s first. Because again, those are the most restrictive digits. A 4 on a German whisper must only go with a 9. A 6 on a German whisper must only go with a 1. So we have a 4-6 pair, so we know none of these are 4s or 6s. This can't be either, because both of these would have to be at 1 value. Same with this one. We can't, I guess we can't quite make a correlation there yet. We're going to have to find more elsewhere first, I guess. So what do we have in our other coloring schemes? And see if we can make those work in some way. Can we make these work? Just scanning around, see if there's anything that seems to want to... Well, I'm going to color them like this for now. What we... Okay, we can use this, I think. Yeah, in this row. These two... So we know we have all the low digits is what I'm trying to say. Because we have, haven't been saying it, I've been thinking it, but not voicing it here, but we have 2 low digits. Whichever one, yellow or purple, is low, that's all of the lows, which means these 2 are highs. Which means we now know what this grouping is, so we can place it in. These must all be low. And then we'll start to think if we can use any of that now to further our coloring. Or we might start thinking about putting in more digits. Oh, no, we can just do it here. We can just do our coloring. So we have all of our high digits now. So these are actually low, and these are high. So now we have those figured out. Now let's look at this column. We have all of our highs. This must be low. These 2 must be high. Do we have the same thing here? We do. We have all of our lows, so this is high, and these are both low. Now, let's see if we can finish this coloring in any way. Let's look here. We know we've used all of our highs, so we have to have lows and 5s. This can't be a 5, so it must be a low. We don't know about these 2 yet, though. The same should be true here. It is. This can't be a 5, so it must be high. In this region right here, we know this is low. And let's look at this column, because we have 3 of our lows and 3 of our highs. So we have 1 and 1. And actually, this one right here is going to do it. We have all of the highs. So this is low, which forces this high. This now must be low. So we know what from that. Okay, let's look at this one. We'll just continue the process. We just have to look at the right places. We have all of our highs in this row. We know we need one more low and a 5. This can't be low, so it must be 5. Therefore, you're 5. And then this is the low. Now, if that's the low, this is high. This is low, which means this is high. Now our highs are done here. We know this is a 5 by Sudoku. We know this is 5 by Sudoku, so we can get all that taken care of. This must be low for the column. Let's get back to our coloring. This has to be high for the region. Let's look back down here. This is low. This is high. This is high. What about you? You're high, which means you're low. Then we go back here. This is high and low. And now we have all of our coloring done. So let's start looking into where we can start reducing our values. Where's the best way to go about this is the thing we need to think about. I think let's do it one line at a time here so that we're not missing anything obvious. We're going to remove all of the 4s that cannot go in any place. We'll start with lows and we'll cut back to the highs there. None of those can be 4s. This one can't be a 4 either. Do we have anyone else there? I was hoping to find something that's a little more obvious, but I'm not quite seeing it. So we might just have to continue on this process. This can't be a 4. All right, we might need to look at the highs, see if there's anything that piques our interest there. This can't be a 6. Sadly, there's a lot of places there that could be, so I'm going to come onto this side, and I think we have more here that can't be. You can't be, you can't be, you can't be. Okay, so here we go. Now we have an in. I finally seen something. So we've got a 7, 8, 9. This is a 6, which means this is a 1. We can now remove 1s from a lot of places, which is going to remove 6s from a lot of places. So we've got a 7, 8, 9 here now, so we can put our 6 in. This can't be, for multiple reasons. Neither of these can be, so this is. No. Mouse, stop it. This has to be 6, which means this is 1. None of these are. This is a 2, 3 pair, so that forces a 1 and a 4 here. That 4 forces the 9. So we can start removing 9s. And again, we can go back and look at and take out 4s where we've just removed 9s. So we get a 2, 3 pair here, which forces a 4. You're not. This is a 4. We have our 4 here. We have our 4 down here. One of these two is a 4, which removes this from 4hood. And do we have anything? One of these is a 4. Okay, we have a 1, 2, 3 here, so this is our 4. We can't quite finalize. Okay, we can here. One of these is a 4, so this is not, which pushes it down here. Then, what can we say? Doing a lot of jumping around here, so this is either 2 or 3. That 1 actually sees all of these, so we can get rid of those. The 9, let's finish what we started. 6, 7, and 8. This can't ever be 6, so this is 6. This can't be our 6. This can't be 6, so this is. This can't be 6. Therefore, this is, and this is. I think that's all of our 6s. What about our 4s? No. We still have an X-wing on 4s we have to figure out. So we need to go back to our highs, I think, and see if we've had any 9s that have shown themselves. 7, 8, or 9. Because I don't think we had any more 6s that were determining 1s, or any 4s necessarily that were determining 9s. This 2-3 pair actually sees that. So this is a 1-4 pair, which means this is a 2-3. We know one of these two is a 9. Sixes. Okay. Getting a lot of marking done in here for the moment. Again, we just have to find that one spot that's telling us what can be what. Once we get some of these, like this 2-3 pair actually is helpful. This can't be a 7. Not true for this one, because these could both be 2s. But more situations like that would be useful. So let's keep scanning. It's not quite seeing them. Where is it? I know there's something in here that's probably quite obvious if we just know where to look. Where is it? Two, 3 pairs, 2, 3 pairs, 7s, 8s, and 9s. 7s, 8s, and 9s again. I'm just gonna get all this put in, I guess, and then we can... Okay, the 1s are an X-wing here, which pushes the 1 out of here, which forces this to be. We also know that one of these is a 1, so this isn't. In fact, this one is. Therefore, these aren't, which pushes this to be a 1, which gives us our 4 and our 1. Now, that doesn't quite help us, because the 4 would have been what we needed to start placing 9s, but... This is... Okay, this one is a 2 or a 3 now, though. That 4 does come into play. This is 4. This is not, which means this is. That 4 gives us a 9, which means that none of these are. This isn't. This isn't. This one is. You aren't. Good, 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 good. One of these has to be a 9 in this region, so this one isn't, and this one is. Again, we can remove that one, put the 9 here, remove this one, put the 9 here. This isn't because of that one now, so this is. So we know one of these two is a 9. Okay, in this region. The 9 here says this is 9, which then forces this to be 9. Good. Okay. So, I think we're down to 2s and 3s and 7s and 8s, if I'm not mistaken. And it's probably now gonna start getting us into where can a 2 or a 3 or a 7 can go most likely. Again, we just gotta find that place. What about, oh, the 1s? We haven't finished the 1s yet. This is a 1. This is a 1. I think that's all the 1s. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now, again, we have to figure out where the next place to look is. The thing is that all of these locations where 7s can go seem to still have an option of putting in a 2. Like, this could be a double 2. If this was a 7. This was a 3, we get 8 and 8. And I don't think necessarily either one of those determines which one is which. But now this thing is called Sting in the Tail, so there's probably, we probably have to go, here's what I think we're going to have to do. I'm going to get rid of our coloring for highs and lows. And we're going to have to start thinking in these types of situations where if this was a 3, it forces these to be 8s. So let's say yellow is 3. And we'll go back and forth between these. So yellow is going to be 3, purple's going to be orange, or orange. Purple, geez, my brain sometimes. Yellow 3, purple 2. It's really not that difficult, but sometimes the brain just cannot function properly. So let's see how this all works out. Okay, we're going to have to correlate it to the 8s as well, so we'll have to put colors for 8s. Okay. So these would be 8s. We're going to say blue is 8. And then that'll give us, you want to do orange? Gives us 7. Because, okay, if this is a 3, we've just determined that this is a 3. So that would mean these are both 8s, and this has to be an 8. That doesn't work. So that is what we just had to do. We had to switch gears there. So this has to be, the yellows have to be 2s. Let's see if we can punch those tickets for all of them. This one would be a 2. This is 3. So let's just go through all these and punch them in. These are all 3s. 2, 3, 3, 3. Now, with those 2s and 3s givens, we can put in an 8, which gives us 7, 7, 8, 7, 8. That'll give us double 7s. And we should be done with it. Where's the next one in line? This 7 here. 8s, 7s. 8s and 7s. There you go. You solved the puzzle. Solution is correct. So yeah, so the sting in the tail was correct. We had to go through the entire process of finding highs and lows, getting our 4s, 6s, 8s and 9s, I believe. And then we had to, or not all the 8s and 9s, but the 4s, 6s, ones and nines is what I meant to say. And then following up where the twos or three could go is what finalized the puzzle. So anyway, another excellent puzzle by Timotab there. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and all that other good stuff that helps this channel out. And we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.